I'll call the meeting to order. The District Planning and Regulation Committee. Just firstly, call for apologies first. I know Mayor Gordon, he just has.
Yes, any others?
No.
Happy to move.
Happy to move. Councillor Atkinson, with a second there, please. Councillor Kearns, all those in favour? Aye. Just note change to advise members that there will be a briefing at the end of the meeting to receive information on the district plan. So that will we'll deal with that when it comes to the public excluded item. So
There's a conflict there for that, so I won't be there.
Okay, so noted. Deputy Mayor Atkinson, thank you. We'll firstly deal with item 3, confirmation of minutes of the meeting on Tuesday, 28th of May 2024. We should have had a chance to read that. Do we have anything to do with matters arising before we move it? Do we have a mover? Confirm those as the true and correct record?
Question here.
Yes, sorry, my apologies.
Probably this comes up and that it's arising from the minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so we'll move and deal with that.
Yeah,
right. Thank you. Just returning to that one, do we have a mover? Yeah. Yeah, so
Most of you.
mover, seconder, Councillor Blackie, all those in favour?
Aye.
Yes. Carried. Matters arising as such, any as written.
right, I just had one matter arising on page 7. I ask about the designation of solar farms in the district plan, and Kelly was going to report back to the committee on what was proposed in the new district plan. I just wondered if you had that information.
Yes, I sent that. I did send that through to Chair, but I can share that.
It's not my apologies, it wasn't shared. Yeah.
Just give me one moment. So, for the proposed plan, if the solar farm is for small scale or community scale renewable energy generation for a maximum of 20 sites, or if the proposal is for assessing the suitability of a site and the infrastructure is not going to be on there for more than 24 months, it's a permitted activity. Large scale solar farms would be a restricted discretionary activity.
Thank you again. We're more attentive to circulate these things in the future, but I should just note to that, just for members' information more than the meeting, is that there have been those couple of stories recently in media covering the function of solar farms. Quite a few of them are called out, the industry is called agrivoltaics. So I'm not sure whether that pretty sort of puts the emphasis on energy rather than farming, but I think it was, it's some useful information out there is getting good coverage. Councillor Kearns.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one minor alteration to the previous minutes, and that is my report, and it should actually be the Belinda Tops Ideal Event in Victoria Park, Rangier, a non-funded council event. So it should have non in front of that, please. Thank you.
We've got that. Thank you. Item 4, deputations, no reports. I'd just like to move in regards to this item 5.1. I'd like to move that we lay that item on the table pending a workshop to be organised through Kelly and governance, and quite reasons I won't go into, but can we have a mover for that, please? On 5.1. And second? Yeah. Councillor Blackie? All those in favour? Alright, thank you. Alright. I think we've got, just ripping right through to correspondence. Mr. Disnell, portfolio updates. We have had a just circulated a useful bit of information basically on outlining how we will proceed with the district planning process and where to access that information. Certainly something that I'm quite sort of intent on hoping for district members' information on stepping people through that process. It's fair to say it can be a little bit difficult, a little bit impenetrable at times, and unless you follow it very closely or are working in the sector or are a professional, they're asked out. So that's very useful. Also, just I'll circulate, I've got some other links to our council review pages, which I found very useful. Just like Q&A pages and just general information about the process. Just note, particularly the update we've just had circulated. This will be circulated to council and community boards on the progress of the district plan review hearings. We've got information there on the hearings process, hearings panel, information on the hearing streams, and information on how this will be circulated to members and the public. I'm very conscious of my 2 minutes of portfolio update, so I'll just leave it there. And we'll move on to civil defence and regulation. Councillor Godfrey.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Not a terribly exciting month, although there are a few highlights with the community hub being established at North Woburn School. And the civil defence team have been doing quite a lot of work in the background in terms of how they're going to structure future staff training for increased capacity in the EOC, and working on strategies and processes to minimise the impact of a sustained EOC on business as usual operations to support the recovery of the district in a large scale event. Regulation, the team's been doing a really good job in terms of keeping on top of applications. We've had a team member helping out with Christchurch over the last month or two, just helping them catch up on a bit of the backlog, and yeah, everything seems to be going along well.
Thank you. Any questions to that report? No, nothing to offer. No. All right. Business promotion and town centres, Councillor Keys.
Based on it's only 2 minutes, I'm going to rush through it very quickly.
I only thought you were 2.5 if you knew.
Is that part of my 2.5? I'll send it through to Courtney. But so in Rangiora, Honeybell Lane, which is just across the road, workers are there at the moment getting things done in readiness for the opening of the stores, which will be happening later on this month, early in the new. You also notice that parking signage has been changed. So out in Rangiora on the town centre, it always had Monday to Friday as part of the parking restrictions. Those have now been taped over, so it's now 7 days. The parking restrictions are for 7 days, and that was changed because there were issues with staff parking, particularly on Saturday and Sundays, and parking there for the whole day. So that's now been changed. Rangiora Promotions Association has rebranded and become more focused. Their new name is Rangiora Promotions, and their aim is doing good in the community. So every event is going to be financially viable, and the next event will be the Winter Festival on the 10th of August, and that'll be run by Blue Sky Events, which is Carl and Sarah. Harry Potter Quiz Nights are going to be on the 21st of September, Christmas Fair on the 21st and 22nd of November, and the Santa Parade this year will be on the 8th of December, and a Sunday Fun Day will take place in March. Last week, on Thursday, we had Rangiora Inquiry by Design workshop, which was attended by some business owners, staff and elected members, and that was really good outcomes from that particular workshop. So well done to Piper and the team for running that. As part of the Promotions Association review, or part of Rangiora Promotions review, the likes of the last Wednesday Club, which was held on on a regular basis is now not going to be run by Regular Promotions, but will be run by the likes of Bev Wright and her co-founder is Kimberly. Oxford, winter lights, lighting up a very large tree by the library, and that will be a low-key event this year. Dark sky events at the school and observatory is going to be happening on the 2nd of August, and you can buy tickets from Human Tix. The garage sale is on the 4th of August, and the Water Tower Trail will be deferred till spring, summer. OPAC also have just had resignations from their committee, and that's the Treasurer and Secretary have decided to leave them due to work commitments. Kaiapoi Promotions, their next event is tomorrow night, 5:30 at the Coast Guard, and if you want to hear Bianca Punt from Attraction Studio, she's a very talented young lady. She's going to give you marketing tips, and the committee will talk about the review of the Christmas event location. They've, at their last committee meeting, they actually talked about moving the Christmas carnival off the main street and putting it into different locations, and they'll have to sell that to the people that are in attendance tomorrow, so it's going to be quite an interesting event. Fire and Ice went extremely well. Blackwells were reporting that their shop was full the whole weekend. Art Expo, they recorded about 8,000 people came through during the weekend, 5,000 on the Saturday, 3,000 on the Sunday. And the Matariki event, they had about 13,000 to 15,000 people turn up. It was a monster event, huge amount of learnings for next year though, because of the size of the crowd, traffic management, and that sort of thing. And further to last week's council workshop, I have been appointed to the Enterprise North Canterbury funding application committee, so as I then can feed back to the community boards and that sort of stuff and governance as to when groups apply to community board for funding. And what else? That's about it, I think, today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Question, Councillor Redmond.
Thanks, Councillor Keys. You mentioned parking, so it's now 7 days. What enforcement is there on weekends?
From what I can understand, or maybe Kelly's could answer this, but from what I can understand, Councillor Redmond, is that it will be via comms to start with, and hopefully people will comply with the idea that they do not park there for too long or within the time restrictions. So it'll be communications first, and maybe there'll be compliance at some stage, I'd imagine, but hopefully not. Hopefully they'll comply. Will that be right, Kelly?
That's right. We would like to first try getting the word out and see how compliance goes. We have done a bit on weekends in the past, just looking to see what the turnover is and where there's potential issues. So we can then look at where we think that there might be issues and start considering resourcing to be able to do 7-day-a-week enforcement if that's warranted.
When will the comms be going out, or has it already gone out?
It's a good question, and I've made a note to myself to check on
I
that.
was, because to be honest, when I saw it this morning, because I checked on it this morning, and I was actually going to come to you and say, or Alistair, and find out as to when the comms were going to go out, so as I can report back to some of the business owners. Thanks for that. So are you going to let us know?
Yeah, I'm happy to let you know when the comms are going to go out once I find that out.
Thank you.
Further questions? No. Thank you, Councillor Hughes. That concludes portfolio updates. Item 8, matters referred, or a matter referred on the Rangiora Ashley Community Board, proposed changes to the bus stop facility at North Low Women's School. So, Peter, is that clear? Thank you.
That's correct. Some weeks ago we were approached by the principal of North Low School to move the bus stop from its location outside the pedestrian gate, about 40 metres north, so that it would open up sight lines for anyone coming in going through that gate. It's been relocated to a second gate that was used during COVID, when they had some parts of the school exiting there and some exiting through the main gate. So they're just going to go back to that, and the move was while prompted by the principal of the school, it's also been supported by the Ministry of Education, who have done a site visit and they totally agree with it. So it was brought to us, I presented the report, which I believe is before you. I can answer any questions on that.
Do we have any questions? Councillor Reid?
Oops, thanks, Pete. Did the ministry consider any funding towards the relocation costs?
Bet they considered it.
I actually did mention it because I know the chap there, and he said they ain't got no funding for anything. So just in the current circumstance, it just looks like it's going to come out of our road making budget. So.
Any further? No? So on that basis, recommendation, A to D, is listed here. Do we have a mover? Deputy Mayor Atkinson, we have a seconder. Councillor Goldsworthy, you want to move to speak to that? No. Alright.
Makes sense.
Goldsworthy, you enjoy it?
I echo that, it makes sense.
You going? Alright, so all those in favour? Alright, yes, carried, thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Now, if there are no questions on standing orders or urgent general business, I'd just like to move that we move into public excluded for purposes of briefing. Do we have a seconder for that? Is that Councillor Goldsworthy, all those in favour? Yes.